Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. So, microphone. That's always fun. So, I have literally I've tested this out a million times. And I'm pretty sure that this microphone isn't working, but but I have a voice isolation thing going that's on the settings on Mac. And hopefully that makes me sound a little bit more tolerable. I have no idea if this is actually doing anything. So bear with. It makes my life a little bit easier because now I don't have to try and sync up my audio with my video, which I was doing with my first video. So, um, it is what it is. Today, I kind of just wanted to introduce not the channel, but also myself. My name is Esther. I did a little bit of an introduction, like in like the first like 10 seconds of my video yesterday, but it wasn't really much. I wanted to do a video that wasn't like just an introduction. I want to do something in the video that just wasn't talking about me. But this one I'm gonna be selfish and today is about me. So little fun facts about me. So I actually there's my crochet book that I got for like $4 at Lifeline. Um, it's an op shop in Australia. If anyone is watching in other countries, because what other countries exist? Anyway, so I am currently making a doily. It's kind of what I always make. So I don't just read, I do other things. That's the center of it. And there's gonna be actually let me pull it up. So this here is what I'm trying to make. You can kind of see how it's turning out. Their yarn is a lot finer than mine, so I mean you can't really see those little triangular diamond-y shapes. Anyway, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Another little fun fact about me is I have epilepsy. Yes. um I have juvenile myoclonic epilepsy, and it's on the outside, it looks quite similar to Tourette's, because I get these things called myoclonic jerks, where my arms kind of jut out like involuntarily, and myoclonic jerks are a form of seizure on their own. So, I mean, if you want to get really technical about it, I have like hundreds of seizures a year, but who's really counting them? Not me. For full-blown seizures, I've had only three, um, but to be fair, I only really became aware of this like 3 years ago. 3 years ago. I traumatized my parents with my first seizure, traumatized my best friend with a seizure, and I had one literally last week. And that's usually because I'm an idiot and I don't go to sleep on time, which is a big trigger for seizures or just myoclonic jerks in general. Um, and I'm a teenager. I mean, I'm 20 next year. Gross. Gross. Who said I was 20 next year? I don't want to be 20. I like you forgot what I was saying. The magic of editing is that I can cut like half of the video and you will have no idea what's going on. I just like fiddled with my microphone for like a minute and then I forgot what I was saying. And I can't cut the video because I'm on photo booth. My main triggers for seizures is, well, it's only been lack of exhaustion and stress, I guess, but it's not like it stress doesn't cause me to have a seizure. But people with epilepsy, sleep is the most common trigger, like lack of sleep is the most common trigger. So yeah. Another thing about me is I do a lot of watercolor paintings. Well, not a lot of. I do a watercolor painting like once every 1 or 2 years. mainly because it's just such a fiddly art. You know, I do like taking my time in art and things like that. Um, but watercolor just takes forever. Another fun fact about me is I am a trained librarian. Technically, I am. I have a certificate for in library and information services. So I'm taking this book loving thing to the hilt, dude. Still trying to look for a job in library work. I love library work. I volunteer at a heritage building that runs like events and school visits, and it's literally the most fun thing on earth. I do transcribing, I do like copy typing, which is a job where you read a like handwritten note or something that's not legible, and you basically just read it and then type it out in a digital document. And I do that for historical documents at the place I volunteer at, and it is really fun. So, yeah. Some of my favorite music artists is The Last Dinner Party, which I love. That's their album cover of their most recent album from the Pyre. Oh, I love them. I love them. I've got their CDs. I've got both of their CDs. I got their poster on my wall. I love Love Cat. I've got that. I've got Dinner at Brasserie Zadell. That's what it's called, isn't it? Yeah. I've got He's My Man at the top there. You can see a corner of it. Matador and their signed vinyl. Yeah, you can see them there. So yes, I love Mumford and Sons, and I love Billie Eilish, which I mentioned yesterday. I love Sloppy Jane, which literally nobody knows who she is. Let me grab her vinyl, which I have. But Sloppy Jane is more known for, if anyone was on TikTok around 2020, which I think all of us were, her song "They're Coming to Take Me Away," haha, got really, really popular, and that's what she's more known for. And that's how I found her out. And I was like, you know what? This is kind of a banger. I found the rest of her music, and she's really good at what she does. She was in a movie, I think, like like last year or something, and she was really good in it. And she did her own track for the movie and everything, which is awesome. That's Madison. It's a gorgeous, it's a stunning album, dude. Anyway, moving on from that, I love the Magnus Archives. I love the Magnus Archives so much. In 2020, I really got stuck in. I really like I knew everything about it. I listened to every episode, all 200 episodes, and I got my friends hooked on it. Very big spoiler alert, I'm about to say. Very big spoiler alert. If you haven't listened to the Magnus Archives and you either want to or are listening to the first series, skip to wherever I probably down here. Skip to wherever I say that I don't say the spoiler. Um, it's big. um, so anyway, I remember in like 2020, 2021, 2021, I think, my friend was like, so what happens to the main characters? Because she hadn't gotten through the whole series yet and she was really far behind. And I was like, are you sure? You want to know? Are you really sure you want to know? She's like, yeah, just tell me. And I told her that John and Martin die, and she cried, which valid, but she cried in the middle of like history class, and I felt really bad. And I said, "Well, you wanted to know." So yeah, that was a fun time in my life. So yeah, I should probably talk about what book genres I really like. So if anyone has been to my Goodreads, which I would imagine no one has because no one has seen my YouTube channel yet, I have like a list of genres that I really like to read, but I will list them anyway. So I used to like dark romance when I was like 15. Not anymore, dude. Not anymore. I read Penelope Douglas's first book in the Devil's Night series, Corrupt, and I probably should read it again because it's been 4 years, 5 years since I've read it. So my opinion on it is not great. Because I remember liking it a lot, I remember liking Corrupt, but now that a few years have passed where I've read it and I think back on what it was about, I kind of shudder at the thought of it in cringe and disgust. I read Blood of Hercules last year. I don't even know what that was about. The only character I really liked was Nyx, and that's about it. It was an interesting book. I remember liking it when I read it. I have this kind of thing where I like the book I read when I'm reading it, but when I think back on it after I've read it, I'm like, oh, what even was that? That's kind of how I feel with Blood of Hercules. I'm going to read the second book. Look, I'm not particularly excited to read the second book. I kind of want to get through Anne of Green Gables first, cleanse my soul before I absolutely destroy it again with Bond of Hercules. But you know, there are multiple video essays on Blood of Hercules and why it's such an awful book. I'm not going to get into that because one, I don't have the time, and two, I don't feel no one wants to sit here for hours listening to me talking about Blood of Hercules in my unstructured thought processing. So yeah, I sometimes like fantasy. Depends. I mean, I'm quite picky with fantasy. I like Harry Potter. Hate J.K. Rowling. I hate her. But thankfully, I didn't ever give a cent to J.K. Rowling because all my books from her are secondhand. So that's good. I like thriller. I kind of like horror. I read This House is Haunted by John Doyle? I forgot his name. I'll put it on the screen what the book is. And dude, it was so good. I don't know what you want me to say. It was good. It was a great book. That's the only really horror I've read, if we're excluding FNAF. So yeah, I love like fluff romances, not dark romances. Get me out of there. Get me out of that hellhole. I never want to go back there ever again. I love. Did I say thriller? I think I said thriller. I can't remember. This is why I need to write a script. I love historical fiction. I love historical non-fiction. One of my absolute favorite books of historical non-fiction of all time is Anne Frank's diary. Although it is the it's what version do there are different versions of Anne Frank's diary. There's what version A, B, and C. I'm pretty sure I must have like I think I have like version the most censored one, and I do want to read the unabridged version one day. You know, because it's history. You know, my whole life revolves around history. I mean, this desk here is what from almost I think it's from the 1920s, 1910s, and got that for my birthday. You know, I live in a house that was built in the mid 1930s. I have, you know, I work at a heritage building, have books that are older than me here. So yeah, history is a pretty big part of my life. So yeah, I love the Beatles and I love Queen, if we're going back on the topic of music. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here because I don't want to get in too long because I have things to do with my life that I haven't done yet because I've been procrastinating. Hope you enjoyed. I also forgot to say yesterday that if you are not my best friend watching this, to please subscribe, leave a like and comment. I still haven't found the charger for the camera, so unfortunately we're just going to have to deal with my crappy MacBook camera until I find it. So apologies for that. I don't know when the camera quality is going to get better, but believe me, I'm trying every possible way that I can to fix this. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. Recommend me to your friends. Recommend me to your co-workers, recommend me to your boss and her boss and their boss's boss. Recommend me to your grandma, your grandfather, your great grandmother. You get the gist. Anyway, thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.